Good evening, everyone. This is Melissa Thomas with Florida National News coming to you with the evening news rundown for your Thursday, September 10th, 2020. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. And as a quick reminder to anyone that is interested in advertising or sponsoring one of the Florida National News segments, you can just shoot us a quick email at ads@floridanationalnews.com to find out more and to get started. All right. And as always, we like to get you guys started here in the evening news rundown with the latest COVID-19 reports globally here in the United States and in the state of Florida. So globally, the World Health Organization is reporting 27.7 million confirmed cases, and we're now pretty much at the 900,000 mark in terms of COVID-19 deaths globally. Here in the United States, we're at 6.37 million confirmed cases and over 191,000 confirmed deaths. Here in the state of Florida, the Department of Health is reporting over 654,000 confirmed cases and over 12,400 confirmed deaths. Now, jumping into our world story, India is now tallying a record high in terms of new cases over the last 24 hours to the tune of over 95,000 new cases in the course of one day. The specific number, if you're a numbers person, is 95,735. India reported the record jumps. And as of right now, the total cases is past 4.4 million in that nation right now, according to health ministry figures. So there are currently 1,172 deaths in the last 24 hours. So over 95,000 new cases and over 1,100 deaths due to COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. Huge single day figures for the nation of India. And this is a record for them in more than a month to push the toll beyond 75,000 in terms of the total number of folks who have passed away from COVID-19 there. India has now passed Brazil in the total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases. So now India is number 2 in the world under the US as opposed to Brazil. So that's, a bit alarming, but the other thing to remember is that India is a highly populous nation. So we'll continue to keep you guys posted on that. As of right now, reports are also showing that India has the fastest growing infection rate in the world too. So not only do they have high numbers and they've gone up to number 2, but their rate of infection is also increasing, which is cause for pause. Now, coming here to the United States, not so much in terms of infection rates, but on the financial and economic side, here in the United States, you guys have heard us update you on the latest arguments, if you will, regarding the next coronavirus stimulus bill. The Senate GOP had proposed their bill, and they had planned to vote on it, which they, what folks have been calling the skinny coronavirus relief bill. Now, this one was a bit controversial in that the $1,200 checks that everyone was expecting this go round was actually cut out of this next proposal. And unfortunately, it kind of died. This particular bill died. The Senate GOP, one Republican voted against it, and all of the Senate Democrats voted against it. So the stalemate continues. In May, the House Democrats had passed the HEROES Act, which included $3 trillion in aid. You guys remember hearing us talk about the back and forth between House Democrats and Republicans. They were saying that particular bill it had too much of an economic cost. They were definitely not going to be on board with a $3 trillion bill, but their original proposal was a roughly $1 trillion bill. However, this one is dead on arrival as well. It did not get past the Senate. The new bill was estimated to cost between $500 billion and $700 billion. The second round of stimulus checks had been included in both the House Democrats' HEROES Act and the Senate GOP's HEALS Act, and was considered one of the less controversial aspects of the next relief bill. But as I mentioned, that part got cut out. So in response to the skinny bill, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said in a joint statement that, quote, the Senate Republicans appear dead set on another bill which doesn't come close to addressing the problems, and is headed nowhere. So we'll continue to keep you guys up to date in terms of the tug of war that's going on here and any updates in terms of the economic stimulus recovery coming from the federal government. Now, jumping here to the state of Florida, you guys have been hearing us talk about schools that have been discovering COVID-19 cases and their responses accordingly. So jumping here to Florida, Lakeland High School's football program has gone on pause as well. You guys heard us do a recent report as well from, I want to say, a school out in Daytona that did something similar. So Lakeland High School, they found one COVID-19 case and they have decided to go ahead and shut down their football program for 2 weeks due to a positive COVID-19 test. And the school confirmed that on Wednesday. In a statement posted on the district's website, this is Polk County, a spokesperson for that school district wrote, as a precaution, the program is following CDC recommended guidance from the Florida Department of Health in Polk County and will suspend all operations through September 22nd. Lakeland High's first 2 games of the season, which is against George Jenkins and Plant City, have been canceled. At this time, it is unlikely the games will be rescheduled. And due to the privacy and medical records laws, Polk County Public Schools cannot identify anyone who has tested positive or provide additional details about the COVID-19 case impacting LHS football. Now, district spokesperson said a single person tested positive, but wouldn't release any further information. And a day earlier, lack of information regarding the situation caused school board member Billy Townsend to express concern during the board's meeting. So we'll continue to keep you guys posted. Be sure to always tune in to Florida National News for more updates. Now, since August 28th, there have been about 80 positive COVID-19 cases in Polk County schools, and at least 15 of them have been in Lakeland High School. Townsend, for his part, school board member Townsend said, it's confirmed in, I think, more than a quarter of our schools. I would be surprised if it's not in all of them, really. And he said he called Lakeland High School an apparent epicenter. So again, we'll continue to keep you posted on that. As always, we exhort you guys to stay safe, continue to do whatever you need to do, wash your hands consistently, practice safe social distancing, all that stuff. Wear your mask, of course. And before we go to the quick commercial break, I did want to leave an audience question with regards to the sort of tug of war in terms of the coronavirus stimulus package. What are your thoughts on the current stalemate and, the prospect of not getting that second round of $1,200 checks for all citizens? Kind of give us your thoughts below, leave a comment, let us know how you feel about that. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick commercial break and come right back. Stay tuned.
At Duke Energy, we deliver electricity and so much more, like free home energy assessments, rebates for energy-saving improvements, payment options to help you better manage your budget, and even bill credits for helping the community use less energy. So no matter what you're doing, we can help you make better energy choices every day. It's just another way we bring power to your life. How much can you save?
All right, guys, welcome back to the Evening News Rundown. In our next U.S. story, as you guys have likely heard, the wildfires have been devastating Oregon and continue to cause carnage in the state of California as well. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of an update there, obviously, this is unprecedented, particularly for the state of Oregon. And this is, of course, in attribution to the dry weather that's been happening lately. We know several of the wildfires that have been taking place in California was a result of the combination of dry weather and lightning flashes. And then, of course, the more recent one was a result of a gender reveal party. But the governor of Oregon said on Wednesday that due to the unprecedented force of the wildfires, there have been several towns that have been destroyed, 5 small towns to be specific, and it has left a potentially high death toll in the wake of these fires. These casualty reports are beginning to surface. Now in California, 3 fatalities were confirmed on Wednesday from another lightning-sparked wildfire that raged with renewed intensity this week after firefighters had made significant headway in containing it. Now, while there are more than 24 major blazes, they've been continuing to wreak havoc across wide swaths of California. Oregon bore the latest brunt of the wildfires plaguing much of the western United States over this past week. Winds of up to 50 miles per hour sent flames racing tens of miles within hours, engulfing hundreds of homes as firefighters fought at least 35 large blazes in Oregon, with a collective footprint nearly twice the size of New York City. And remember, guys, New York City is 5 boroughs, so this is a lot of damage. Several Oregon communities, including the town of Detroit in the Centium Valley, as well as Blue River and Vida in coastal Lane County, as well as Phoenix and Talent in southern Oregon, were substantially destroyed. Now, Governor Kate Brown shared all of this in a recent news conference. And she said, quote, "This could be the greatest loss in human lives and property due to wildfire in our state's history." Back in California, officials have said that some 64,000 people were under evacuation orders on Wednesday, while crews battled 28 major fires across portions of the most populous U.S. state, of course, being California. Now, about a third of those evacuees were displaced in Butte County alone, north of Sacramento, where a wildfire has scorched more than 200,000 acres since it was ignited on August 17th. So we're coming up on almost a month for that particular wildfire. Almost half of that landscape was consumed since Tuesday, so 2 days ago, as a newly ferocious flank of that blaze, dubbed the Bear Fire, has now spread largely unchecked over some 97,000 acres. So residents of more than a dozen towns were told to flee immediately or be prepared to go at a moment's notice. Now, in a minute, we're going to have Jamesia Stoudemire with the Entertainment 4 for 4, but we'll definitely get her take on it a little bit because she's out in the California area, particularly Los Angeles, and she's seeing some of the atmospherics, if you will. So we just want to make sure our folks are safe. If you're watching from California, please continue to be safe. Make sure you evacuate if you are given those orders, okay? Now, jumping here to the state of Florida, you guys heard us talk a little bit about Governor Ron DeSantis having applied for the federal $300 weekly unemployment assistance and that Florida was approved. So now Florida is ready to start the distribution of that unemployment benefit system. They have set up their portal, so now they're ready to go ahead and get started with that. So in a way, congrats to the state of Florida for that. It now has the technology to begin paying residents those long-awaited benefits. Governor DeSantis made this announcement on Tuesday, and according to the governor, the DEO, the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity, has completed the necessary changes in their system to begin paying the Federal Lost Wages Assistance Program, or LWA, if you guys hear anyone else talking about it, to eligible Floridians. Now, the LWA program, of course, is that federal program, and it's being provided through FEMA. So for those who need that emergency assistance, it allows the state to offer that $300 per week to eligible reemployment assistance claimants. And to qualify, as a reminder, claimants must receive at least $100 in unemployment benefits and be able to prove that they're unemployed or partially unemployed due to COVID-19. Now, the funds will be provided to, quote, eligible Floridians for weeks ending August 1st, August 8th, and August 15th, 2020. Eligible Floridians should receive their benefits this week. Governor DeSantis said in a news release, quote, "We thank President Trump and the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, for providing this relief to Floridians during this time of need. These additional funds will provide critical support to Florida's unemployed workforce due to COVID-19. Now, the extra funding is expected to be short-lived, according to Florida Politics, which reports both FEMA and the U.S. Department of Labor expects it to run out in approximately 3 weeks, so less than a month. So that's the bit of an update there for you guys, for anyone that is currently being impacted. Make sure you apply accordingly. But in the meantime, we're going to take another quick commercial break, guys, and come back with your business and your sports stories. Stay tuned.
I'm not picking it up. You pick it up.
I'm not picking it up.
Well, somebody's got to pick it up.
I'll pick it up. They're clean. 'Cause my hand is clean. Oh yeah, I'm Charmin Clean. That's how I know they're clean.
Charmin Ultra Strong is woven like a washcloth and just cleans better.
Yeah, I'm Charmin Clean.
The kid does have a
That's
point.
My hand is clean. Yeah.
Enjoy the go with Charmin. And for an extra clean finish, try Charmin Flushable Wipes.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Evening News Rundown. In our business story, jumping to New York City, or the state of New York, rather, Governor Cuomo has announced that restaurants will be able to continue to resume their services with strict restrictions on September 30th. There was a bit of an uproar in NYC. There were several restaurants that were highly upset about the fact that they weren't able to go ahead and kind of resume their service. But Governor Cuomo did make that announcement on Wednesday that he will lift that prohibition. The governor's decision to allow the restaurants to have indoor dining at 25% capacity will be a major milestone in the COVID-19 crisis in New York City specifically, signaling to tourists and residents that the city is slowly returning to normal because, As many of you may know, New York City is dubbed the capital of the world. So very, very important hub in terms of tourism. So that is a signal of revival for the economy in New York City. Now, the reopening will likely not be enough to save some restaurants. You guys heard me talking about that yesterday. Statewide, there are over 60% of restaurants that are expected to not survive the economic fallout of COVID-19. But this news yesterday during the press conference with Governor Cuomo is still a bit of a silver lining in the dark cloud there. Now, the move came more than 2 months after the governor and New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio halted a plan to permit indoor dining at restaurants, citing worries about a resurgence of COVID-19, which has killed more than 30,000 people in the state of New York. But with the infection rate in the state stabilized at under 1% for more than a month, which is very impressive, the governor said he would ease some restrictions at a time of desperation and frustration for the city's restaurant industry, which has watched some venerable and venerated eateries fail and losses mount for others, even as neighboring states and regions reopen their dining rooms. Now, the governor said, because compliance has gotten so much better, we can now take the next step. During the press conference, he did make a note of that, saying that one of the causes for alarm was that there were failures in compliance when they earlier tried to do something like that. So he had reinstated the restrictions and wanted to make sure to keep the COVID-19 cases at bay in the state of New York. Now, under the governor's plan, restaurants would be permitted to use a quarter of their indoor tables, 25%, just as the fall weather is likely to put a chill on outdoor service, because a lot of the restaurants, they're currently allowing outdoor service. And that began back in June. And it allowed many restaurants to make, attempts at staying afloat. Now, the move carries substantial financial and health risks for New York, which is, of course, the prior epicenter of the pandemic, and is still home to some of the most stringent regulations, regarding the disease, including a 14-day quarantine that they still have in place for visitors from dozens of other states. Now, state officials said that about 10% of COVID-19 clusters of New York City have been tied to bars and restaurants, going back to what I said earlier, which is a source of infection second only to large gatherings. So bars and restaurants have also fueled outbreaks nationwide and across the world. You guys have heard us talk about that in places like South Korea, in Hong Kong, and even other states as well. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated on that. Now, jumping to our sports story, you guys heard us talk a few weeks ago about The Rock choosing to join an investment group to fund the XFL and bring the XFL back to life. Well, Justin Timberlake, he is a pop legend, formerly of the group NSYNC. He has decided to put his hat in the investment ring, and he is helping Major League Baseball to form a Nashville baseball team. So that is some exciting news coming from Nashville. Of course, you guys know in the MLS, Nashville now has their own soccer team. So Nashville should be excited to get a new baseball team. The new baseball team will be dubbed Music City Baseball. So this is pretty exciting. And of course, this announcement was made on Wednesday. This is a collective of business and civic leaders, as well as entertainers that have an impressive roster already. They have jumped at the opportunity to add another marquee name, of course, Justin Timberlake. He said, quote, "I am thrilled to be involved in the movement to bring Major League Baseball to the great state of Tennessee. I believe in Music City Baseball's vision of linking baseball and music in a unique way to unite and entertain people, and I'm excited to help generate awareness throughout the community as we share our vision for bringing MLB to Music City." Now, Dave Dombrowski, who's a veteran of front offices across Major League Baseball, including a championship run as president of baseball operations for the Boston Red Sox, and won 3 consecutive American League East titles, this is from 2016 to 2018, and a World Series during his tenure, is also a member of Music City Baseball. So he is a great person to have at the helm. Now, this is some exciting news, so we'll continue to keep you guys posted on that, particularly our lovely Casey Hudson when she comes back with the FNN Sports Take. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to take a final commercial break and then come back with the lovely Jamesia Stoudemire, who's already waiting backstage with the Entertainment 4 for 4. Stay tuned, guys.
All the this time we fought side by side. We trained together. We lost together. And now, you're the only one standing in my way. It's been a while, old friend.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Evening News Rundown. It is Thursday, so the lovely Jamesia Stoudemire is on hand to bring us the entertainment 4 for 4 out of California. So it is always a pleasure to bring her on. And without further ado, welcome, Jamesia. How's it going?
Hey, it's going good, Melissa. How are you doing today?
Doing good. Let us know how you're doing. You're out in Los Angeles. How are things over there, especially in light of the wildfires?
I mean, it is an orange ombre sky outside in the middle of the day. So it kind of looks very like it's sunset. Actually, one of my clients was in Oakland yesterday and it was completely orange. I don't know if you guys like scroll on Instagram or Facebook. There was a lot of pictures as well. But I mean, physically, I'm fine. Nothing too crazy, just a different sky than normal. It's not sunshiny today in LA. But the city's doing
Yeah, okay.
and I'm doing well. So thank God for that.
Awesome.
All right, well, let's
All
get
right.
started with the entertainment 4 for 4. My name is Jamesia Stoudemire, and let's get you started with today's entertainment 4 for 4. Starting off with number 1, Keeping Up with the Kardashians will be ending their show in 2021. According to Los Angeles AP, in a statement Tuesday, Kim Kardashian West, as well as her extended family, Kanye West, Scott Disick, and of course all the beautiful sisters and her father, Mr. Jenner, or Mrs. Jenner, excuse me, decided to end this journey pretty much after, why it's just been going on. Keeping Up with the Kardashian honestly became a pop culture sensation, which led to several opportunities for each of the family members, from their fashion to their beauty empires to Miss West, or Kardashian West, now getting her law degree and working in social justice. Now, a lot of us want to speculate that this comes after her husband, Mr. Kanye West, is running for presidential candidacy. So not too sure this has anything to do with it, or maybe they're just tired of being on, being constantly followed around. But the cool thing is you have 2 more seasons left. They actually the new season will air September 17th, and the next season will air next year. So don't cry yet. You guys still have some more times with the Kardashians. All right, guys, let's go on to number 2. Kool and the Gang co-founder passes away. Ronald Bell, who died at the age of 68, is actually the brother of, Ronald is the brother of Robert Kool Bell, who is Kool in the Gang. But he passed away at his home in the U.S. Virgin Islands on Wednesday morning. Kool in the Gang was a major group of the 1970s and 80s. It was a blend of jazz, funk, R&B, and pop, and some of the amazing songs that we all know: Celebration, Jungle Boogie, and even Summer Madness. Bell is survived by 10 of his children. So we do want to give our sympathies to the Bell family, as well as the members of that amazing group that will forever be legends and icons in our eyes. Going on to number 3. Usher's Las Vegas residency. Okay, I definitely grew up in the 90s and love me some Usher. The 8-time Grammy Award winner headlines his residency at the Coliseum at Caesar Palace. So this is opening day is in July 16th. 2021. So we all know, look at Usher right here, the dancer, the singer, the actor, a full triple threat. And Usher even said, "I miss performing for my fans live, and I'm so excited to see them in Las Vegas." So honestly, guys, I definitely am getting my ticket, and they are officially on sale today. So you guys go ahead and head over to your Ticketmasters, or even if you go to Caesar's website, you can go ahead and start purchasing those tickets as of today. I'm pretty sure a lot are already sold out, but I definitely am going to drive my 3 hours or 4 hours to Las Vegas to get in that room. All right, guys, let's go on to number 4, our final one for the day: Fresh Prince reboot. Oh, I'm so excited. as you see here, this amazing viral video, which now has over 6 million views, launched in March 2019 by Morgan Cooper, who has now been hired to write and direct this new reboot that is signed to Peacock streaming channel. Now, Peacock is the streaming platform for NBC Universal, and Will Smith announced this amazing news on his YouTube channel on Tuesday, and they actually were signed for a 2-season deal, which is very unprecedented. He said, like, in all my 30 years, this has never happened. So honestly, I remember that trailer when it came out, and it just still gives me chills, guys. So it's going to be amazing. Honestly, the show is going to be called Bel Air, not Fresh Prince or anything like that. To be Bel Air goes perfectly with that clothing line, Mr. Smith. I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing. So it's going to launch. It says, actually, it hasn't given us a launch date, but some other cool things is it's reimagined in modern day, and it's going to be a 60-minute drama that allows them to dive deeper kind of into the conflicts of, the different characters. I mean, Hillary having Instagram, we just don't know what would happen in it today. So it's definitely going to be a whole remake. I'm really excited. Will Smith will actually be the executive director with Morgan and overseeing the project. He is completely excited about it, and so am I. And this even comes after the announcement of the Fresh Prince reunion that will be on HBO Max. So some amazing topics for you guys today. I want to say thank you all for tuning in to the Entertainment 444 during Florida National News Evening Rundown. You guys can all follow me at THE_ENT_MOGUL. Again, this is Jamesia Stoudemire from Los Angeles, California. Back to you, Melissa.
Thank you so much, Jamesia. And yeah, I'm as excited as you are for that. That's going to be awesome, especially given how very beautifully shot that trailer was. Like, I literally thought I was watching a movie. Like,
no, I really remember when that came out, and I was just like,
right.
You draw like how it sucks you in 4 minutes, girl. Imagine when it's 60 minutes.
Right.
Now I have to buy the Peacock network.
See, that's exactly what they want. So there you go. You guys have another customer. See that?
they loop me in. You already know. It's the Bel Air brand. He just relaunched it, and I've really been seeing the ads and stuff. So smart man.
Exactly. Nothing is coincidence. Thank you so much, Jamesia. Always a pleasure.
See you guys next time.
All right. Take care. All right, guys. That does it here for us at the Evening News Rundown. As always, thank you for tuning in. And as a quick reminder, if you haven't yet, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. You'll find us at Florida National News on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And when you're on YouTube, don't only click the subscribe button, but always click the bell icon so you can get all the notifications for all of our shows. And also, as a quick reminder, for any advertisers or anyone looking to sponsor one of our segments, be sure to shoot us an email at ads@FloridaNationalNews.com. In the meantime, guys, thank you for tuning in. Have a happy rest of your Thursday and continue to stay safe. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.